Good everyone, welcome to this video. Today we have another Remember in the Past series episode on the A6M2-N. Now this one isn't much of a Remember in the Past, but it is something that really solidified what I personally enjoy seeing, added not just to the game, but just seeing them in general. The A6M2-N is what pretty much kick-started off Joe's love for seaplanes and other assorted float planes and things like that. And what a way to really start it, because this thing has had a few nicknames over the years. Obviously, we've always called it the Boat Zero. It's also had the Canoe of Destiny, and a few other variable nicknames and stuff like that. And this plane has been definitely one that I've been looking forward to featuring in this series, to be honest. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this thing does, because it's been a while since I've played this thing. So as you can probably tell, we do have the A6M2 Mod 11, which is very similar to the N, but of course we have floats, and that doesn't. And this thing is stuck at 2.3 BR, which I think is a bit stupid, to be honest, but hey ho, you can't ask for everything, can you? So this aircraft, of course, is armed same as the Zero, with two 7.7 Type 97 machine guns and two 20mm Type 99 Model 1 cannons. These are the same guns you'll find on this Zero over here, which will, of course, will be featured in another part of the Remember in the Past series. But, of course, with the floats, this thing does slow itself down quite a bit. There is an old method where you can actually break the floats off, but every time I try to do it, the prop breaks. So we're just going to leave the floats on, because I can't be bothered. And plus, I'd rather not break my propeller and make myself look an absolute swat. But, you know, I'm sure some of you might think I do that already, but I mean, if you want to say that, you can keep that to yourself, I suppose. Of course, the engine's the same, it's just we do have an extra fuel tank to worry about. But, to be honest, this thing tends to put out fires, so I'm not too hugely concerned. And as you probably noticed, we're going to be bringing these meme bombs just because why the hell not? And I mean, it's 120 kilograms of weight. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. And if I finish my first daily, I'll be very happy. So, let's get in and let's get cracking. Let's also plonk on the 30% booster as well. Might as well. And let's see what we get for our first match. It's Battle for Bastogne, which means this is an up tier. So in other words, I'm not doing my daily with those fart bombs, which is unfortunate. Unless this is the down tier version. Let's have a look. I think that's just called Bastogne. No, it's the up tier version. Okay. And it looks like the servers are having a bit of a mardy again, as it normally does. Which is unfortunate, but hey ho, it's not the worst thing, I suppose. Any second now. There we go. We're finally in. The servers have been very hit and miss recently, that's for sure. Of course, the Boat Zero doesn't really need much of an introduction. It's a plane that everyone's really loved over the years, but people don't tend to fly it much anymore. Oh my lord. One moment. I'm just going to mute all the bombers. I don't know why they don't just call one base and they don't need to click on it 4 different times. Like, come on. People, I tell you. But yeah, this thing pretty much kick-started my love for float planes because it's a Zero with floats on, and it's 2 things I like in one, pretty much. Now all we need is the Wildcat fish and the Spitfire Mark V with floats, and then we would be in a lot more fun situation, because I bet you it would be fun seeing which one wins. It'd probably be a Boat Zero still, but I mean, the Wildcat fish would have the guns advantage because it's longer distance. The Spitfire would have equivalent turn probably to the Zero because obviously it has extra power. And just things like that would really, like, bring it a bit more up, you know? Like, it's a lot more interesting at least. But anyway, since it's going to take us a few minutes because this thing's not exactly a speed demon, as you can tell, because I've been in cars faster than this, I will see you all in just a few minutes. Well, welcome back. Unfortunately, we have met something that I didn't want to meet in this aircraft, and that is the MiG-3. I don't want to meet these things, and I know what you're thinking. Why would I not want to meet something that's relatively speedy, but extremely unmaneuverable, and meet it in a boat zero of all things? Why's that Corsair? Corsair's there. The reason for that is because, well, that one's a 34, and the other one was a 15, I believe. You're wasting your time, pal. Trust me. Nope. I may be sleepy because I had the early morning shift. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be, you know, slippy. Nope. I mean, at least they're playing the boom and zoom game, right? That's for sure. Harry 2001. Of course, they're swinging it back round. Nah, I couldn't get a shot there. Problem is, I've got to manage 3 different aircraft, and it's quite difficult. Especially when your brain is running on about 40% of what it usually does. There's a crit, that'll do. You're just going to extend, that's the smart thing to do. At least we're dealing with some competent pilots, that's at least something. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, because you probably don't, like, I haven't really mentioned it. I recently started a new job. Obviously, some of you may know that I've been looking for about a year and a half, well, a year-ish. And yeah, it's been going quite well. The problem is I have to get up at, well, today was the early morning shift, which was 6:45 in the morning. That's when I start. I obviously have to be up a little bit earlier, but yeah, I'm a little bit sleepy from that. No, you don't. See, these guys are playing smart. I do like this. I-16, RA-2000's coming back. Well, 2001, I should say. Why do I get the feeling there's a MiG coming in? Doesn't matter anyway, I'm going to try and reverse this guy. Yeah, they're just going to boom and zoom me. This is going to be quite normal, to be honest. You lucky son of a bitch. Yeah, I think the MiG's coming back. Yeah, the MiG's on my tail now. There goes the MiG. See, to say I'm flying with a brain that's been awake for the last 5.5 hours, I ain't doing too bad. So I literally got back from my shift about 45 minutes ago. Not even that. We're pretty badly damaged right now, but we're not like, oh no, we must RTB like level of damage. But no, we're not at that level yet. But we're not far off it. The team's pretty much collapsed at this point. I'm going to go for the S81, see if I can put that thing down. It does have EFS now, so we need to be careful of that. Or we can just snap the wing off in a burst. I suppose whatever works. Has one of our DB7s survived? No, it just has to be the DB7s that die, don't it? I was hoping to get my task done, but I'll just do it later, it's fine. I'm not too bothered. Yeah, pretty badly damaged in like the center part of the plane, but otherwise we're not too bad. I mean, fair play to this guy. He's playing very well. Like, he knows the Corsair. Fair play to him. He's not turn fighting us. He's playing it smart, and he's just killed the Spitfire. I've got to give him credit. He's been playing it very well this entire time. The problem is that was my last teammate. So I'm going to quickly get my fart bombs off, as Harry would call them. And the tank drove right over one. Problem is, I don't want to get overconfident because he is pretty good with his maneuvers, but the problem is he has a shit ton more ammo than I do, and he's not as badly damaged. Ow. Okay, just... I was giving you compliments, man, and then you decided to become a Day Taurus lock conversion, but, you know, Someone has to do it, I guess. Alright, so we've got a Corsair left. And 2 other unknown, which are bombers. Well, there's one of them, an SB2M. I won't be able to catch that. It's not looking too good, like the ticket situation and everything, but I mean, I've dealt with worse. Really wish I had bothered to take the floats off, to be honest. I could use the extra maneuverability, but as I said, like I don't trust myself doing it because 90% of the time, the propeller also breaks, in my experience. If you maybe have some advice for me, because like I said, I don't play this thing enough to know how to do it, put it in the comments, because I could really use that for future reference. So yeah, what we're probably going to have to do now is try and hunt down the SB2M. But of course, I don't want to get into a situation where I've got to deal with another Corsair that's playing it smart, you know? I've got to consider this. But obviously we have to consider our damage as well, which is relatively bad, but nothing that would stop me from doing anything. But it's just the fact that that bomber's now just finished off that base. And yeah, it's literally just me. So we won't be able to catch the SB, but my plan is to try and cut it off, because at the end of the day, he has to RTB at some point. And I think he's doing that for me, which is good, but let's see what we can do. We've got 36 cannon to put this down. Now, luckily, I'm playing this before the next update, which I'll explain why in a moment. But there's a reason why. If the cannon shells hadn't torn that thing's wing off, in the next update, that thing plus a bunch of other SB2Ms and other aircraft are getting engine fire extinguishers. So yeah, that's just in case. Like, this is before the patch, if anyone wanted to know that. Alright, I think our best option is to probably head back to base, because we can't really risk too much more conflict with this damage we have. But at the same time, I need to kill the Corsair, because if he gets an altitude advantage and he's playing it smart, which I'm assuming he will, this could get ugly, and you know what, we're a sucker for punishment. Let's head in. If I die, I die. If I don't, I don't. I don't really care at this point. And yep, here he comes. So he's not doing what I thought he would, but that's okay. I'm not expecting him to. But obviously the main problem is we have to avoid the head-on, and we don't have much altitude to work with. But we'll figure it out. And if need be, I shall be most honourable. So what I'm going to try and do is one of my old evasion tricks and see how it works. Okay, he is committing to the turn. Beautiful. And the other one is an AR2. I can deal with that as well, because that also is getting EFS next patch. And newsflash, it doesn't have it yet, because we have not moved on to the new patch. So he is playing it somewhat smart. Of course, he doesn't know that I'm damaged. The problem is this thing doesn't like to stall, as you can probably tell. And as much as I joke about the AR2 not having EFS, I kind of have to watch out for it, because it can be quite dangerous. I think we're dead here, unfortunately. Oh no. We're alive, but barely. The AR2's going fighter mode. I've got to be careful of him now, because now I know he's a threat. There goes the Corsair. I think we're just going to have to risk it for the biscuit with this damage. Critical. Didn't seem to phase the damn thing, because Russian bomber. And I just fat fingered my engine. So if you wonder why the engine went quiet for a second there, I fat fingered. I meant to check the damage. Yeah, we're really close to like snapping the tail off completely here. I think our best option is to try and disengage, but the funny thing is that we can't actually do that because the AR2 is faster than us. I wish I was joking about that. I'm not. It's because the AR2 is actually faster than us, even undamaged, so... yeah, we're just going to have to try and get lucky. Yeah, I can't seem to get any of the engines on fire, which is unfortunate. So I've damaged the left engine quite badly. I'm going to try and aim for the other one now. Because if you don't have engines, he can't go anywhere, but this might risk our death here. He's putting down his landing gear. Oh no, he's not. There we go. Put that out, you son of a bitch. Ow. Ow, ow. But yes, because it's not the next patch, he can't put that out. At least I hope not. And there we go. That's game. That's an ace and 5 ground kills. I just needed the holder in the air now because the engine's quite poorly, as you can imagine. But that was not a bad result. Really enjoyed that fight. That was fun. Could have probably done a bit better with some of the maneuvering, and not only that, we could have broken the floats off, which would have helped, but whatever. I'm not fussed at all about that. That was quite fun. I enjoyed that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode on the A6M2-N as part of the Remember in the Past series. This is, of course, as I've mentioned previously, this series is coming to an end very soon once we hit this 0 here. But I think the A6M2-N has really made its mark on people today. Anyway, next up in the series will be one of the other planes that made me fall in love with twin-engine heavy fighters, the Ki-45 But on that note, I will leave you all to it for today, and I will see you all on the next one.